The Lake Street Bridge always gives me this vertigo. Like the water probably isn't too far away. You can sort of see the expressions of the people passing on the boats below you. Like if you dropped a rock into the water, it wouldn't make too deep of a hole. Oh fuck, I've gotta go home now. But I'm standing outside of the old home, so when does home emerge from a place of where I put all my stuff? If the new home is where I do all my living, then the old home is where I'm dead? I've been saying all that so I don't have to say all this. It's too easy to take a bottle of pills or to jump off the bridge. No, actually, you gotta buy or steal the pills. You gotta walk to the bridge so that no one tows your mom's car again. Mostly, it's too easy to go without saying goodbye. I know how easy it can be to think and to keep thinking and thinking until you are the last person left on Earth. Until the world is no larger than the space that's between your bed and the light switch. See, I've been thinking about driving nowhere, about becoming a box in a locked room, in a dark space, in a small attic. See, I've been thinking and thinking, and I think I want to think until I am gone. Let's fight the desensitization faced in this activity. Because if you're in speech and debate, you hear many similar stories. And in fact, you've probably heard Neil Hilborn stories before. But it doesn't change the fact that these stories still matter and that they are still being told. This is Neil Hilborn's anthology, Our Numbered Days, a look into the fractured landscape of suicidal ideation, a program. See, we're wrong when we say, I think, therefore I am. The more we say it, it sounds like I think, therefore I will be. You can't think and think your way into a house and a full table and 4 walls and a roof around you. What does thinking give you more than more thoughts? A currency that only buys more currencies. I've spent long enough thinking and thinking and thinking to know that if a tree falls in a forest and no one is around to hear it, it still makes a sound. But then that sound is gone. So, yeah. When tasked at admitting that something may be wrong, I do genuinely consider how much it will disrupt this precarious life that I've built for myself. It might be a push into embarrassment. And yes, people will miss you. But if you've wanted to kill yourself for a long time now, you know that these words don't hold any meaning anymore. Goodbye isn't a strong enough word, but fuck off forever isn't exactly what I mean either. But listen, if I joke about wanting to kill myself, I'm still good. I'm not gonna do it. Start worrying when all I think about is dog walking and all I talk about is mimosas. Start worrying whatever you really want. I'm not your boss. I have this friend Joey, who always talked to me in high school about how he wanted to kill himself, laughing as though it was this funny joke. But the timing was never right. There were always groceries to be bought or little brothers to be tucked in at night. Don't worry, Joey isn't gonna kill himself 10 more seconds into this poem. Joey got a promotion at work and can now afford these little things called antidepressants. Joey is now Joe. Joe is this cold engine in which none of the machine parts complain. If you removed money from the equation, Joey would have been painting elk on a wall somewhere. People would have kept him away from high places and fed him. Because goddamn, look at those elk. I think the genes for being an artist and being mentally ill aren't related. I think that they're the same one. But try telling that to your bill collector. I know that the aphorisms are right, and that this too shall pass, and dark is dawn, and days, and blah, 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 and yeah. But consider that this was supposed to get better as I got older, and it only made me more anxious. Consider that I know that it's rude to leave your mess for other people, but consider that I am also a mess. Consider that most every day is me in my room alone or in my car, crying over nothing and the existence of nothing. Yes, there's a place where people do love you. Both before and after they learn about what you are and who you carry and what you have been through. And this place is called the world. And if you want to keep living, it's really your only option. Because where else would you get a really good sandwich? Roll the windows down and listen to Springsteen. Learn to build a house even if every wall in it leans a little bit to the left. Love it like a season. Love it like a child. Love how you hate yourself sometimes. Because there is still something there to hate, to love. When we were 17, and I drove us all to punk shows in the station wagon, older than any of us. When we were 17, I bought lunch for my friend Joey more than I did for myself. When we were 17, one time Joey tried to talk to me about how his depression was getting worse in front of other people, and I told him to shut up and asked him if he needed a tampon. You know that moment when you're watching a cartoon and he's carrying like all these moving boxes out of the house? He takes 3 steps off a cliff and then takes a long look out to the audience. Joey looked like that. Once I found Joey in my dad's office staring at the safe where we kept our guns. Once Joey wrapped his car around a tree and molded it into the shape of the trunk and refused to give us a reason why. Once I found Joey in biology class staring at the scalpel and then staring at the frog and staring at himself like he wanted to be the one that was splayed out and honest on the table. There's a few differences between Joey and I. When we got arrested, there was bail money waiting for me at the station. When I wanted to open myself up and see if there were really bees rattling around inside, my parents got me a therapist. When I was hungry, I ate. Those therapy sessions cost $75. $75 is 2 weeks worth of groceries. It's maybe a month's worth of bus passes. It's not even a year's worth of shoes. 2 weeks of $75 days to figure out in the session that finally brought me back that I wanted to live. We both had parents that loved us and believed us when we said that we were not okay. But only mine could afford to do something about it. I wonder how many kids like Joey were actually unlucky enough to pull it off. How many kids had parents who loved them but also had to pay bills and rent. I am lucky that I'm not describing Joey's funeral right now, and that I've lived long enough to tell other people that there is a mathematical certainty that someone else is feeling what you are feeling right now. And I'm not saying that to say that you aren't special. I'm saying thank God that you aren't special.